Welcome back to part 10 of our 15-part explainer on the new 2025 telemedicine codes. Today, we're tackling a massive curveball. You know how the AMA just gave us those shiny new telemedicine codes? Well, Medicare basically said, no thanks. If you're billing Medicare, you literally cannot just plug in those new codes and expect a check. You've got to understand their major exception. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The big exception, status I. See, Medicare is outright rejecting the brand new 2025 audio, video, and audio-only CPT codes. I mean, the entire block from 980,000 straight through 98015. For Medicare, every single one of these codes is slapped with a status I designation.
So what does status I actually mean for you and your billing department? By Medicare's definition, it means Medicare uses another code for reporting of and payment for these services. Simply put, it means invalid. It's a dead end. If you drop a 9800 series code on a Medicare claim, it's going to get denied right out of the gate. They are forcing us to use alternative codes to actually get paid for the telehealth work we're doing. Which brings us to Section 2, the Crosswalk rule. Since we can't use the brand new telemedicine codes, Medicare requires us to crosswalk our services back to standard outpatient E&M codes. We're talking about the familiar 99202 through 99215 series. You just build the standard office visit code that your clinical documentation fully supports, exactly like you would for a traditional in-person encounter. But wait, you can't just send that E&M code out by itself, or Medicare's going to assume the patient was sitting right there in your exam room. You've got to add some mandatory puzzle pieces to these standard E&M codes to make them compliant telehealth claims. Two crucial pieces, to be exact. First up, the place of service, or POS indicator. You'll use POS 02 if the patient is not at their home during the visit, and POS 10 if they are at home. Second, you absolutely must append the modifier that matches your technology. It's modifier 93 for an audio-only visit, and modifier 95 for audio-video. These are the non-negotiable pieces for getting your Medicare crosswalk claims paid. Moving on to Section 3, Medicare audio-only rules and documentation. Now, Medicare has laid down the law for audio-only visits. They really don't want this to be your default method of care. To compliantly bill an audio-only visit, you have to hit 3 absolute requirements in order. 1, the patient must be at home and they must be either unable or actively choosing not to use an audio-video connection. 2, the provider must actually possess the capability to do an audio-video visit, even if they aren't using it for this specific call. And 3, listen up because this is a massive audit target, you must explicitly document exactly why the visit was audio only. Why no video? Was their internet down? Did we just refuse? Whatever the reason, it has to be clearly documented in the medical record. No exceptions. Let's see how this works in Section 4. Knowledge check applied. Time to put this into practice with a real-world scenario. Imagine a nurse practitioner does a 20-minute phone call, so audio only, with an established Medicare patient to adjust some blood pressure meds. Keeping our crosswalk rule and technology modifiers in mind, how exactly would you code this encounter? If you said 99213 with modifier 93, you hit the nail on the head. Because it's Medicare, we totally bypass those new 9800 series codes and crosswalk to standard EM. A 20-minute established patient visit based on time, that's a 99213. Then, we safely append modifier 93 to flag it as an audio-only telemedicine visit. And of course, the provider definitely documented exactly why they didn't use video, right? Otherwise, that's an audit waiting to happen.
All right, bringing us to Section 5, summary and next episode teaser.
Let's lock in the core takeaways from Medicare telehealth billing in 2025. First, status I means Medicare outright rejects codes 9800 through 098015. Period. Because of that, you must crosswalk to your standard evaluation and management codes, 99202 through 99215. Always remember to append your place of service, 02 or 10, and your modifiers, 93 or 95. And finally, if you are doing audio only, explicit documentation of the reason why is absolutely mandatory. Next time, in Part 11, we are going to master the whole alphabet soup of telehealth modifiers. We'll explore exactly when to use 93, 95, GQ, GT, and GO. But before we go, I want you to think about your current claims. With auditors cracking down harder than ever this year, are you absolutely sure your practice's telehealth coding is bulletproof? Think about it. Until next time, keep learning, keep coding, and decode healthcare with Harshal.